Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to be installing the new winch we picked up off of Amazon. It is the X-Bull 13,500 pound synthetic rope winch. We're going to install it today. I'm going to give my initial impressions of the install process and give you guys some tips and tricks to hook it up. So let's get started. Let's start with the unboxing. Okay guys, let's have a look here. Everything's out of the box. We'll kind of go from left to right here. So what we have, X-Bull is nice enough to give you like a winch tag to help you pull your winch line out from the winch itself. Kind of cool, nothing crazy. We have our dual wired, but also unplug it from the bottom, becomes a wireless controller for the winch. Pretty nice. Looks like it'll be a nice design. Negative cable. We've got our hardware pack. Not a whole lot of hardware in there, but everything you need to hook it up, so that's good. We have the pretty sturdy, robust clip that they provide you. Kind of nice. Obviously our instructions, which I briefly looked at, and it's got pretty much all the information that you're going to need to install this winch. So there's that. And kind of cool, I didn't really include this, but it's a X-Bull neoprene waterproof winch cover. Feels kind of solid. It's elasticized here, so you can just pull it over the top of your winch. And we got our up top mounted winch controller, which they do allow you to, you can mount this on top of the winch, or you can mount this in a different location if you're using it for a different purpose. That's kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with getting this guy bolted up and put on. So guys, on a little bit of a side note, when I bought the winch, I also decided to buy a new tree saver strap. And I bought this one here from Alltop 4x4 Accessories. I also picked this up off Amazon. It was around $36 shipped to the front door. It's a 32,000 pound tree saver strap. And I haven't checked it out yet, but the quality, it looks really good, guys. So next week when we head out to Hog's Back Road Trail, I'm going to pull this puppy out. We're going to test out the winch. We're going to test this out, and I'll showcase that for you guys. But I will put the link in the description below if you guys want to pick one up. You can't go wrong for that price. So what we're going to do, guys, before we actually put on the winch to the winch plate, is I'm going to go ahead and secure this box on the top now, because it looks like I might have a little bit of issues trying to connect the wiring in behind before if I do it after I put it on. So I kind of want to go ahead and do that now. So they provide you with four Phillips #2 screws to bolt down in through here. So just your regular run-of-the-mill screwdriver is fine. And you're going to want to just lightly screw them in. Don't have to fully crank it down right now. We're just kind of test fitting before we put this onto the Jeep. And then we're also going to attach the ground wire that goes from this box to the bottom of the winch. The ground wire is going to be your small black wire. And once we get that all set up, then we'll move up top and hook up the wiring and try to get those bottom bolts through and in. Okay guys, so moving to the back of the winch here, you've got your different terminals to hook up your leads from your solenoid box, right? So thankfully they're all color coded for you. We got yellow here, we got black here, red your power, and this one being your ground. So you're just going to literally hook up the corresponding yellow to yellow, black to black, red to red, ground to ground, tighten those up down all nice and secure, and then that part is done. The back of it's connected. You can move to wiring the actual winch to your battery. and I'll show you how I'm going to route the wires and how we're going to do that. So once you got your corresponding wires put on the corresponding posts, you're going to make sure you want to take a 1/2 inch socket. You're going to want to crank those down nice and tight, making sure that nothing's loose. It's going to be pretty tight to get in there when it's on the Jeep, unless I was to use wrenches, and I really don't want to have to use wrenches to try to do this. Now, so I'll show you guys here in a second. What you're going to want to do is the small black ground wire, okay? Let's get that socket off there. Small black ground wire you're going to want to put on the post first. Then you're going to take your separate wire that came in the box for your negative, put it on top and tighten it all down. That's the one that's going to run to your battery along with your positive wire. So after you get the wires tight, guys, make sure you get these boots to sit on top of your terminals and cover them completely. And I will say that is probably the hardest part of doing anything that we've done so far, was trying to get these boots on properly. It literally took me with screwdriver and needle nose pliers to pull it down over top. I was lucky enough that I didn't actually rip any of them trying to get them on, but they don't like to freely move easily, so keep that in mind when you're doing it and make sure everything's tightened down. If you take a look under here, you see this opening right here, okay? That's where your nut is going to slide into. So ultimately what you want to do is you want to take one of your nuts, right, and these are the squared off ones, and you're going to slide it in until you get it to position. Luckily you can push it right to one end because it's closed on this end, and that'll line up your nut. So when you go underneath and line everything up, you can slide that in, screw it in, and that'll hold it to the Jeep. So let's get started on that. Hey guys, sorry about that. Wasn't able to film doing the bolts from underneath. A little too dark. I couldn't hold the flashlight and everything else at the same time, but those are the 4 bolts that you have to put in right there. And you know what, they're not bad to line up. You just kind of have to take your time and hand thread them. And then we torque them down to about 100 pounds. I'll show you where we are with the wiring right now. So I was able to run the wires up underneath the fender. Okay, so that's the inner fender liner. All the way up through, coming up through here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the bolt for the airbox. I'm going to run it underneath, run it in through here. We'll run the positive to the positive, negative down and around, right to the negative terminal there. And hopefully everything should clear, because it's getting dark out and I kind of want to test this thing out a bit. Well guys, so it did work. We were able to run the lines where we wanted them under the box. Maybe not as cleanly as I'd like to. We didn't have enough line to route it down and around the battery. Still clear of everything else. It's pretty clean through here. So what we'll do now, we'll go ahead and we'll finish the install up and we'll do hook and fair lead. Well guys, that's going to be it for the install today. We have the cable hooked up, which by the way, the cable is also cordless, if I didn't mention that. Once it's charged, you simply unplug it from the base and you can use it without the cord. Lets you stay away from the danger zone of the winch. Everything works well so far. It's not fully spooled yet. They recommend that you spool it under load, so roughly 500 to 1,000 pounds. I've got nothing in the garage here to anchor to, so we won't be doing that right now. Other cool thing I really like about this is I realized just now it's magnetized. So you just stick it out anywhere you want. As long as you got magnets, you're good to go. In my opinion, guys, this winch is pretty decent for the money. I got it off Amazon and paid just under $600 for it. It wasn't on sale or anything else. I will put the link in the description down below. That way if you guys want to buy the same one or you want to check out some other things on Amazon. I really like it. The install went fairly simple. The instructions were decently read, easy to follow. Thanks again guys for watching, and If you do like the content that I'm posting here, please, down below, like and subscribe. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys out on the trail.